guys, it's me, Kelly, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are going to be doing a book haul. This is going to be the last book haul of 2024, which is a-okay because I bought way too many books, but they're all really great purchases and I'm really excited to add them to my book collection. And there are also some kids books in here, which is great for my classroom library, and I'm really excited to share these books because a lot of them are actually thrifted. So if you don't know, I love thrifting. I've loved thrifting since like high school, and I used to thrift a lot of clothes back in the day of like, I don't even know, back when the thrifted style was in and all that. But now I've been thrifting for books, and I think I got that itch to go thrifting for books because I've been watching Makayla. I'm sorry, I forget how to pronounce her last name, but I'll pop her channel right here. She's amazing. She's local. She's Minnesotan, just like me. She's from Minnesota, and she does a lot of thrifting books on TikTok, and she goes to her local Goodwills, and she always finds like the most like popular books, and I'm like, how the heck, if she can find these books at Goodwill in her area, I can find these books at my Goodwill. So I did that this past week, and I kind of went crazy, found really good books. So don't forget about your local thrift stores, okay, because they got some good books that people just get rid of sometimes. So I wanted to share that. I also attended my first ever book swap. The book swap was by Tropes and Trifles, which is a romance bookstore in Minneapolis. And they usually do like monthly book swaps. And me and my best friend, Leah, have always wanted to attend one. And we are always either busy or because of life or our jobs, or we're put on a wait list because they're so popular. But somehow, some way, we got to attend the last book swap of the year. And how the book swaps work is you can bring as many books as you want to swap. They just have to be in good condition, and they have to have either happily ever after for now or like happily ever after type deal. So it's really, really fun. You get to connect with a lot of book girlies. You also get to shop around the store while it's closed, which was also really nice. I mean, swapping for books but also buying books, it was just a win-win, and that was really fun to attend. So I did that last week as well. So we're gonna start with the swap books first, and then I did purchase a book at Tropes and Trifles as well. So like I said, you can bring as many books as you want. I brought 3 books, and I came out of the store with 4 books, 1 purchased but 3 swapped, and it's really fun. And if you ever have a chance to do a book swap like this, totally do it, because I think it's great for you if you have a lot of books on your shelf that you're like, oh, I'm not really sure if I'm going to read that, or if it's a book that you've read and you're like, I don't really like it, I didn't really like the ending or things like that. Swap it, because someone else might absolutely love it. It just keeps like the cycle of going, you know, secondhand books and instead of buying brand new books. So I thought it was a great idea, and I was so happy to participate, and I really want to do more in 2025. So these are the 3 books that I got through the swap. The first one is What the Hex by Jessica Clare. This is like a witchy rom-com, enemies to lovers. This is definitely cute title, or not cute title, cute cover. Also, like, just noticed she has like a squirrel on her shoulder, which I'm like, what is that for? But I don't know. I think this would be a cute little spooky book or fall book to read next year. And I saw Allie Hazelwood had a little blurb that says, I want to live in the worlds Jessica Clare creates. So never read this author, thought it was cute. What the heck. She also wrote a book called Go Hex Yourself, so I kind of like love this little theme, so grabbed that at the swap. I also grabbed The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I feel like I've heard about this book maybe on Sarah's channel, Sarah Caroli's channel, but I was reading the back, and somebody at the swap was like, I loved that book, I bought the whole series. And that kind of just went, oh, okay, I'm getting it. Like, I wasn't even done like reading like 3 sentences of the back, and this lady was like, it was so good, you have to read it. I was like, okay, you convinced me. So I threw that into the mix. I have no idea what it's about, if it's romance, if it's just like a good fiction book. I don't do my research, but I swapped this. or I got it within the swap. And then the last book was probably my favorite thing that I found, which I shouldn't say found. So whenever there's like a dead point in the swaps, sometimes I think because of the holidays, and I don't know if it's all swaps or what, but the owners of the bookstore, they would bring out brand new books that were damaged through shipping from the publishers, and they got a full refund, they said, from the publishers, but they can't sell these books, so they got to put them in the swap. And I can't. I literally saw this and was like, didn't want to read this, but now that I like saw it and it was on the table, and it's Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. And this is the special edition, or I'm pretty sure, where it has like the sprayed edges, and the cover on the inside is beautiful, and I'm just gonna show you without the dust jacket. Like, look at how pretty this is. I'm sorry, what? So pretty. So there's no damage to the actual book that I can tell. I think it's just the dust jacket. There's a slight like tear right here, but besides that, it's basically brand new, but they can't sell it. I just know this is a dark romance. I know it has to do with a demon, something like that. So I'm happy that I got this, and I got the pretty edition, so excited to add this to the shelf because it's super pretty, and just kind of expand my dark romance section of my my shelves. So yeah, I'm super excited to pick this up. And the last book, this book I did not swap, I did purchase. Ever since reading Powerless by Elsie Silver, I've just been kind of like needing hockey romance, which is kind of funny because the first like few Elsie Silver books I've read, Flawless and Heartless, I was like, I need cowboy romance, and then I read Powerless, and now I'm like, I need hockey romance. And I picked up Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. It's the first book in the Vancouver Storm series, and I think I remember Sarah reading this and loving it, something like that. So I picked this up because I was like, I want a cute little hockey romance. And the owner of the store of Tropes and Trifles was saying that these are not going to be on the shelf pretty soon because she got picked up by, was it Berkeley Publishing? She got picked up by a publishing company, so now they're gonna like reprint the books and all that. They might change the covers, so I kind of want to go back and get the second book just so I have it before publishers start, or before it starts. I don't know if something changes about the cover and all that, so I should maybe go buy the second book. But yeah, I thought, hey, hockey romance, all that. Excited. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm gonna read this soon, but I'm excited to have it. So next part of the video is all the books I found at Goodwill, which are all thrifted books, of course. Besides the one thing I wanted to show, can't even see it, but I did purchase a bookmark at Target. I thought I would include that into this book haul because it's like bookish, and it's only one little bookish thing, but this cute little bookmark because Target has like bookish stuff in their like dollar section, and it's like not plastic, it's rubber, so it won't ruin the pages and all that. But I got the little clouds, which I thought would be cute, and it was only $1, so I bought that. I'm gonna set that right there. What I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna do the kids books first because I'm a teacher and I found all these books at Goodwill, and I thought, wow, these books are so good, who would get rid of these? But also like kids, of course, get rid of these because they're like, oh, I read it, I don't need it anymore. But for me, I'm like, these are good kid books. So I'm just gonna get through the kids books first before we get into the books that like you all want to see, which is like these books, the adult books or young adult books. But sorry, I'm a teacher and I want to share the books that you could find if you're also a teacher looking for books for classroom libraries, because it's crazy what you can find. Also, how cheap it is too. Sorry, need to add that. How cheap it is. I believe kids books are like $1.49, $1.50 for a kids book, and I found a lot. So crazy. Okay, first one is 3 Keys by Kelly Yang. It is a front desk novel. I'm pretty sure it's part of the series, something like that. I just remember last year one of my students loved this book or this series or this author. She read every single thing by this author. So when I saw this at Goodwill, it reminded me of that student, and also for me to read these books because she recommended them so much. I picked this up, reminded me of my student from last year, and then also I think I have front desk, so I was like, oh, I'll get this too to add to the library, my classroom library. Also, I might read it myself because kids books or middle grade books are great. One thing I love when thrifting kids books is graphic novels. I found so many graphic novels. We're gonna get in and out of all these graphic novels. I found out through my third graders that they love this like little series by Terry Libinson. This is Invisible Emmy, but there's other books like Terrific Tyler or something like that. There's all kinds of different, and the characters pop up within each book, they told me. And this is also a graphic novel, which I have a love-hate relationship with graphic novels as a teacher, but I saw this and I know my third graders really like it this year, so I was like, oh, Goodwill, I'll buy it too. So got that. Another graphic novel is Bone. This is The Dragon Slayer. This is book number 4. I know they also really enjoy this. Also a graphic novel. Oh, this page is bent. Hold on. Also a graphic. More kids books. I one day really hope to find the graphic novels of these, but I found the chapter book versions of Wings of Fire, and these ones feel like heavy and they're like literally brand new, like nothing wrong with them. I think I have like I don't even know what I have, but they're definitely not these. These are like thick, I don't know. But I have book 7 and 4 I found. And like I said, these are like brand new. And they're heavy. I don't know if they're made out of different paper or what, but pick those up because having 2 books of the same like popular series is probably a good idea. So if multiple students want to read that book, you have 2 of them. So they can both read. They can buddy read. I have Because of One Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. I love her. She's one of my favorite kids authors, or children's authors. She wrote The Beatrice Prophecy, which I've just recently read. She read The Misadventures of Edward Gerlain. Is that what it's called? I think so. And we just saw a play of that this year for 3rd grade. I love her. She's a great author. She lives in Minnesota too, which I did not know that. But yeah, so I bought this. I didn't think I had it in my library. I might, but I just bought it because it looked like a pretty brand new copy of it. So now the rest are more graphic novels. Kickoff Blitz. It's a Sports Illustrated graphic novel for kids. It's literally a football graphic novel, which I feel like a lot of boys in my 3rd grade would love to read. Don't know what the story is, but football. I saw football and I was like, some boy's gonna love this. Or just anyone who loves football would love this. The next one, at first I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have bought this because maybe it's for like high school. Because I guess I found out from a teacher friend of mine, they're like taking all the classics and making graphic novels out of them, which I don't know how I feel about that. Because then, like, in high school, you're not going to read The Great Gatsby. You're going to read the graphic novel instead. Are you kidding me? Anyways, I found Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer in graphic novel, which I've never actually read Tom Sawyer, but this might make me read it because it's graphic novel. But it's also guided reading level J, which is like 2nd, 3rd grade, if I looked up the correct level right. So it is for kids. But I thought, Tom Sawyer, crazy. So found that. I thought this was a cool find. And then this one I was really excited to find. I found some of the Amulet graphic novels. I found books 1, 2, 3, and 7. And I remember these being popular maybe like 3-4 years ago when I was student teaching. The class I was student teaching in, the 4th graders that I had, loved this series a lot. And so this is definitely probably a graphic novel I would read because it looks super cool. And I'm happy that I found some of the books. at Goodwill. Those are all of the kids books that I found at Goodwill. That I will be adding to my classroom library. I'm super excited to share these next couple books. So let's just start here. This book is Stalking the Jack Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. If you don't know, I love Carrie Maniscalco, okay? You can kind of see, I have Kingdom of the Wicked right here. I have Throne of the Fallen. I have Throne of Secrets. I love Carrie Maniscalco. So me finding this book at Goodwill, I was super excited because I know this was like one of her like first young adult, I'm pretty sure it's a young adult book, books that she has written. And if you don't know, this is a gothic murder mystery set in gritty Victorian era London, where an intrepid society girl finds herself embroiled in the investigation of a serial killer known as Jack the Ripper. And I think Sarah just read this book recently, like over the summer. She loved it. Sarah Caroli. Every time I say Sarah, that's who you should assume. And I've always like wanted to get this book, but then I'm like always kind of like because it's like Victorian age. But now I finally found it at Goodwill, and I was like, you know what, it's time. And I'm so happy I found it, and one of my favorite authors. So found this. Crazy. This next one is also crazy to find because Wicked is so popular. But I found Mirre by Gregory Maguire, who is the author of the book Wicked. And this is like the Snow White like retelling that he did. It's basically a Snow White retelling. I'm also covering this tag that says $2.99 because the person that checked me out did not give it to me for $2.99. They scanned it. I think I was buying a bunch of kids books with it, so I think they scanned it as a kid book, which I was like, you get me, thank you. So I only paid $1.50 for this book, and it's literally like brand new. Like brand new. I'm so excited. I mean, if I found Wicked at Goodwill, that would be amazing. But I'll take this. I'll take it. I'll take it. So I'm so happy and excited to read this because, like I said, Wicked's popular right now. This author's kind of popular. His books are kind of getting popular. So I'm excited to add this to the collection. Here we go. Now, these are some really great finds. Now, okay, I found In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. This was a Good Morning America book club pick, New York Times bestseller. I literally saw the sticky note on there. It was like, this is 9 out of 10. I don't know if that was a rating or a date or what, but we're gonna just take that sticky note off. I don't like the feeling of it. And I know this is a popular book. I know it's, I think, a romance book, but literally brand new. Like brand new. Literally could buy this at Target, but instead I bought it at the bookstore or at Goodwill. This one, super excited about finding. Firefly Lane by Christian Hanna, in like literally mint condition. Beautiful, right? Love, which I'm super happy because now I can finish the collection because I'm pretty sure Firefly Lane is the first book and then Fly Away is the second. So I'm so happy that I finished the duology of this, and both were thrifted. So I have not read a Christian Hanna book, so I might have to start with Firefly Lane, which might actually make me cry, which I heard a lot of her books make people cry, so how fun. I found Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I recently read, this past summer, my first Frederick Bachman book. I read A Man Called Ova. Always forget how to pronounce his name. And I heard this is like another really good book by him, so I did pick it up. And I really like his storytelling. It's very, like, the way he writes is really good. So I saw this, picked it up. Now, do not judge me, but I could have left. Don't judge me. Don't. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't judge me. Also, actually, judge the person who donated this. Who in their right mind would donate Betrayed? Well, actually, that's me judging someone donating this. Sorry. But anyways, I got Betrayed. And you're probably thinking and looking right behind me, thinking you already own a copy of Betrayed. And you know what? I do. But I bought this because I I just had to. I also could swap this. I also could give it to my mom. She could have a copy. I could give it to people I know and love. It could be a good gift. I bought it for what, like $2? Beetroot. Don't judge me. I just could not believe that I found that at Goodwill. I just couldn't believe. Could not. This is a little bit of a beat up version, or I should say the dust cover is a beat up copy. But this is Eleanor in Park by Rainbow Rowell. I remember in high school checking out this book at the school library, but never reading it. Like, high school me did not read. And I never got to read it, but now it's a book that's like a banned book, and it makes me want to read it more when it's a banned book. So I found it at Goodwill, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna read it before it's banned and I can't read it anymore. So yeah, so every time I see this cover I was like, wow, I wish I read that back in high school, but I didn't, and so now I think my time has come where I need to read it now. So I bought it. I found, which I've noticed, I don't find a lot of fantasy books at Goodwill, but I did find 3 Dark Crowns, which is a book I've always been intrigued by at like half price books. I always see the cover and I'm like reaching for it, and then I'm like, no. But I found it at Goodwill, so then I buy it because it's a lot cheaper and more affordable. If I don't like it, then, you know, I've always been intrigued by this cover and the stories, so I'm happy that I found it at Goodwill, which, like I said, you don't find a lot of fantasy books at Goodwill, or I haven't lately. I find a lot of romance and fiction, but I had to pick this up. And the last book is a book that I've been wanting to read a while ago and kind of forgot about it because he used to be one of my favorite artists. This is Supermarket by Bobby Hall, otherwise known as Logic. He used to be one of my favorite artists back in like 2018, 2019. And I'm pretty sure when this book was released, around that time. And I remember I wanted it right away and just never thought of buying it. But then I saw like 5 copies at Goodwill and was like, this is the time to buy it. So I don't know how he is as a writer. I do like his music. I like his older music, songs, albums, all that. And I know he just came out with another book, so I'm very intrigued how his writing is and if I will like the story. So I'm kind of fangirling a little of buying like an artist's book that's not like a memoir, you know? Those are all the book purchases I have made within the past week. Lots of great finds, so I hope this like inspires you to go thrifting for books, whether it's at Goodwill or Savers or just like a local thrift store. You never know what you are going to find, so just try, literally just go and look. Like I said, some days I find nothing and some days I find a whole stack of books that I'm like, wow, this is crazy, I found all of this, and it's less than like $50. I have no idea how much I spent on all of these books. I don't want to know, but I know it'd be a lot cheaper than if I bought all of these full price. So there's your little thrifting inspiration if you needed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's book content like this or vlogs or lifestyle, whatever I'm in the mood for. If that's kind of your thing, you should subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!